kind of like that soft life that everybody's depicting on like social media, being spoiled by your man, etc, etc, not having to work, all bills paid, you just have to be at home, make your home look pretty, go shopping, go to yoga, go to Pilates, go to brunch with your girls. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Iman, and today we are doing a new episode, I would say, of our chit chat self-care Sunday. So today the self-care Sunday is going to be a little shorter because I'm not doing a mask, and also you can see that I have taken my braids out, so I may do a little more with my hair, but as far as like face care, I'm doing less. So we're still going to have body care first, then face care, then a little bit of hair care, and of course we are going to discuss. So if you have not seen video 1, please go watch it. It's very important to me that this series is of interest to you and that you actually watch and interact with the content. For this second topic, I actually put a poll up on my Instagram, and it was between 3 topics, and the majority of people voted for this topic, which is the housewives versus the boss babes. And this is a very interesting topic because as a young woman, I feel like in both cases we're being judged, whether we choose to be a housewife or whether we choose to be a boss babe. And me personally, I think what's going to be interesting is just to kind of like go over the advantages and the disadvantages of both, and then at the end of the video I'll be able to give you kind of like my point of view and like where I fall within the spectrum, I would say. So for self-care Sunday, for body care, of course, I will start as usual with my scrub. So I just re-upped on this one, which is one of my favorites. So what you have to know is that for this month of August, I'm on a no buy, so I'm not buying anything. So I re-upped on like some of my essentials before August started, so end of July. So this one I think is like my second or my third jar. I've been using it for some time now, and I know it's very popular on social media. So that's going to be scrub. Then for shower, well, I'm going to use my regular shower oil because I don't have like a particular shower product that I associate with this. Then I will just use this, which is the whipped shea butter that goes with the scrub. So it's the vitamin C. This one I've had for a little longer because I run through the scrub a lot faster. But this I really enjoy because the scent is nice, but the texture is also like very, very, like, I love it. If you've never tried products from this range, definitely do so. Just like, if you can see, it's scented, but it's not like it doesn't cause me any allergy. At the same time, because I have very dry atopic skin, I'm very careful with the products that I use, and usually scented products I only use them when I do my self-care Sunday, so on once a week pretty much, because otherwise I don't want to have issues. So before we go for the shower routine, let's quickly go over why I think this topic is interesting, because I did mention we hear a lot about both on social media, and I think it's interesting because as a 30-year-old, which was the topic of last week, it's a question that we often get, that maybe you're single or you're not married because you want to be this independent boss babe. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe in Africa it does, because we have, let's be real, we have men that are a lot more macho and a lot more in the gender roles here in Africa, in the sense that you will see often men that don't want their wives to work. Like there's a paradox there. Men who want they will call a woman a gold digger, because talking about she wants them for their money, and they want to be taken care of, etc., etc. But yet when they meet a woman that has the means and that's independent and that works, they feel pressured, and oftentimes they even feel like not masculine. They feel like they are losing their masculinity if they cannot be in charge of everything financially within the relationship, if they don't feel like they are taking care of a woman. So to me, that's a little weird, and that's like something that makes it also difficult as a woman to figure out, am I going to go that route, or am I going to go that route, or which route is the best? So let me go do all the shower business and I'll be back. So now I'm done with my body care. I took my shower, did my scrub. I started actually putting on my body butter. I'll just finish it here, like arms and legs, while we're talking. So what's a housewife, and like what is my definition of a housewife, and what are the advantages and the disadvantages? Okay, actually before starting, let's just put some, like, let's just establish a few things. I'm not a professional at like relationships, I mean, obviously. And also I'm not here to judge anybody's choices or lifestyles. I'm literally sharing my opinion and my viewpoints on like a topic, or multiple topics at that. And yeah, today actually I'm not wearing pajamas like last week, because tomorrow is our national holiday, so I'm kind of in the colors. So I'm not going to be going to bed as early as usual, so I'm just wearing something different than pajamas. And also if you hear noises, like they are having some kind of a concert or something somewhere around here, so you may hear music. I hope you don't. It's pretty annoying, but what do you want me to do? So to me, a housewife, like, I think the proper definition of a housewife is just a woman that's at home and that doesn't work. She takes care of the house. And I know there's actually such a thing as a house girlfriend. I think that's a TikTok trend that became popular like last year or the year before. And to me, so that's pretty much like a housewife, or the house girlfriend in that sense, is just like a woman that has her man, and who doesn't work. She's at home, she stays at home, and she takes care of the home. That's like her main job, her main activity. And I think there may have been a resurgence in that during or after the pandemic, because I feel like a lot of people, so let me get my body splash. I feel like so today I'm wearing the Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla Splash. So it's the newer collection: coconut flower, iridescent lotus, bare vanilla. I like this one. It's like a little fresher, perfect for summer compared to the regular one. So to me, like being a housewife like that, life choice, I think there has been a resurgence since the pandemic, because, you know, I feel like during the pandemic a lot of us have been able to think about our lives and our lifestyles and what we have been doing with our lives. And I feel like a lot of women, especially with the rise of all this content around like feminine energy, etc., etc., a lot of women realize that they don't want to be working, they don't want to be going to the office and working for all these hours when they could be at home and fully in the receiving energy, being at home, taking care of the home, of the children, or just the home for those that don't have children, and taking care of their man, being submissive, being ready and willing, and pretty much not at the service, but kind of at the service of a man, and then the man is the provider. I know a lot of people, especially feminists, will be like, well, we're stepping back into the 50s. I'm not here to judge their choice. I'm just saying this is like, to me, that's what I see as like a housewife. I think the advantages of that, of course, is like you have less stress as far as like providing for yourself, and like being in the workplace and like being stressed, or probably you don't like what you're doing. You can fully enjoy your living your living space. You can arrange your schedule however you want, etc, etc. So I get, in the sense of like a lifestyle, it can be nice. Like, you don't have the pressure of earning money, you don't have the pressure of like building a career, etc, etc. So step 2, I'm adding this I think it's an eau de toilette. It's a newer one in my collection. So this brand is French. You find it in pharmacy. It's called Roger et Gali. They have a lot of like nice light scents. They have green tea, they have roses, etc, etc. So a lot of things around plants. And this one is fig flower. I love it. I used it when I was like younger because it's pretty cheap. I think I paid 24 or 25 euros for this one, and it's 75 or 100 ml, I don't remember. But to me, it has like, it's fresh, it has like citrusy tone to it, and I also perceive something like apricot and then flowers. So I really like it, and I've been enjoying. I received it recently and I've been really enjoying it. Very refreshing for like warmer days. Yeah, I spray a lot, don't judge me. So I totally get, so actually this is totally like feminine energy kind of fragrance, in parentheses. Actually for my room, so I'm spraying this tonight. I didn't light a candle. I'm spraying, it's black cherry merlot. I'm like in a fruity mode, so I sprayed the rest of the room just like now I can have what's next to me and fruity. I'm using this cute mug. Look at this, very fancy. Actually, this mug has a story. I think all of my mugs, I have a story behind it, but this one I bought, so let me show it to you. It's very fancy. I bought it at H&M Home in, I think it was actually November 1st 2018, when they opened their first store in it was in Westfield in London. I think it's White City, the one that's at Shepherd's Bush. So that's why I got this. And the tea I'm drinking, it's from a French like premium brand that's called Dames and Frères. It's like one of my favorite, and this one is Bali, and it's green tea, jasmine green tea, flower petals, lychee, grapefruit, bush peach, and some rose essential oil. Like the rose is kind of prominent. I really enjoy this tea. Like from this brand is probably my favorite, and I like this one and another one that's called Miss Daman. Let's get back to the topic. So what I was saying is, I get that the advantage is like kind of like that soft life that everybody's depicting on like social media, being spoiled by your man, etc, etc, not having to work, all bills paid, you just have to be at home, make your home look pretty, go shopping, go to yoga, go to Pilates, go to brunch with your girls, all of that good stuff. Now the disadvantage is, let's be real, it's 2023. The main disadvantage for me will be that you're fully dependent on a man, and I'm pretty sure we have all seen situations like this, because even in Africa it's something that's very common. You will have your man telling you pretty much, I don't want you working, you have to be fully dependent on him. That can lead to men being really controlling, and that can lead you to having serious problems. Like let's say you move, like you agree with that, and some years down the line now you have children, and let's say your man cheats on you, or he's violent or anything like that. It would take a lot for you to be able to move out of that situation, because you don't have that financial freedom. You pretty much don't have a lot of freedom, to be honest, but most importantly financial freedom, because that would be a big aspect for you to take into consideration when deciding to move out of the marriage or out of the relationship. Especially if you have children, like you would think, I don't have a house, I don't have money to my name, I don't have, like, how am I going to provide for my children? Where would I even go out, like once I have to step out? Because here in Africa, let's be real, a lot of families will tell you, let's try to make it work. You don't have anything to your name. He's still the man in the relationship, try to make it work, no matter how bad the situation may be. So to me, there are definitely advantages and there are definitely disadvantages. Now let's move on to part 2 of the video. I'm going to do my face care. So for face care today, I'm going to be doing a shorter kind of routine. I've not been outside, and I'm also not doing a mask today. So I'm always starting with my micellar water. So Second aspect is the boss babes, the boss babes, the boss lady. I think that's an aesthetic or something that was very, very popular, I think, again, up to still the pandemic, pretty much. Because back then, you would see a lot of, I think that you still have these pages that teach you how to make, like, how to be a boss babe, building side hustles, being a strong, independent woman, all of that. And that's cool because it helps also us as women to like kind of level up, know that we can build lives and we can be strong, have leadership positions, make a lot of money, etc., etc. To me, the main advantage of that is, of course, the freedom that comes with it. You are a boss babe, you are making decisions for yourself because you can afford your lifestyle, you can afford to buy whatever you want, you can afford to move wherever you want, you can afford to travel. You don't have to ask somebody to be making major moves and major decisions for your life. Now, with that, let's be real. The major, to me, there will be even, I can say 2 to 3 major disadvantages. The first one is that definitely, especially here in Africa, you will have men will tend to be, how would I put that? They won't like it, pretty much. They will be not offended, but they will not like the fact that you're a strong woman, in the sense that you can tell them. They will feel like you are trying to be the man in the relationship because you make the money and then you want to make the decisions, and then they feel like you're not relying on them and they are not the provider in the relationship. So they may feel emasculated. How do you say that? You understood what I was saying, don't try me. But yeah, they may feel less of a man, we'll put it that way. The second thing is, let's be real, this boss babe thing must be and can be very tiring, in the sense that you have to put a facade at all times that you're strong, you're in charge, etc., etc. You are doing all these things, you work extra hours, 15 hours, you work super hard, blah, blah, blah. That's a second point. And third, and I may sound very mean saying that, but a lot of these people that have been selling this boss baby lifestyle, I'm an independent, strong woman, I'm self-made, all of that, a lot of them are lying. Let's be real. Like, I know for a fact, like, even here, I know a lot. Like, tell me you've never heard of stories, even like of people on social media that are selling you this boss babe lifestyle, and behind the scenes it was funded by a sugar daddy, by their parents, like, which is even the best, I would say, out of all this, by their parents, a sugar daddy, or even something completely illegal, or a mixture of everything. And then they're selling it to you on social media that you have to be this strong, independent woman, don't rely on a man, blah, 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 because you can do it all by yourself. But do we really want to do everything by ourselves? Like, let's be real. We are women, we live in a society. Do we want, or are we supposed to do everything by ourselves? That to me is like one of the main like question marks in this whole situation about boss ladies. So step 2 and last step actually will be using the ordinary lactic acid. That's why you don't see me wearing my toner, and that's why I'm also not masking, because this one is strong enough, and this one I've been using also for years. So yeah, as like this boss babe, sometimes it even comes out like behind it you have scams. Let's be real, you have a lot of like scams. They will sell you ebooks, they will sell you pretty much, it's another type of lifestyle that you're being sold. And whether it's the housewife lifestyle or it's like the boss baby lifestyle, they're both heavily fueled and heavily marketed through social media. And let's be real, to me there's no wrong or right answer. So yeah, I use a jade roller. I got it not too long ago and I really like it. There's no wrong or right answer, whether it's being a housewife or being a boss lady. I think that there's beauty in both, and there are dark sides to both, because I think we can see examples of both, and we see things that are good and good things that are bad in both situations. Now, what would what do I think I fall between within this spectrum of like being either like a boss babe or independent, strong black woman? Especially, yeah, they love to throw that black woman thing in the middle. Like, black women have to be the strongest at all times, and they cannot show emotions. They have to be the leader of the house, the man. Sometimes they have to be the man of the house, let's be real, especially in America with all the things with like jail, men being in jail, etc, etc. It's like another topic, but to me the answer, and like where I would see myself falling, is right, I would say, in the middle. So let's talk about it right after. So to finish, I'll just like, we'll talk about this, like kind of wrap up, where do I see myself, where do I fall within this, and I'll finish with my hair care. So I'll put some of this right at the end in my hair. I'll just part my hair in like 2, I think 2 is fine, and yeah, just do some twists. So yeah, I think personally I fall in the middle. I think the ideal thing is in the middle, in the sense that, let's be real, I'm pretty sure you have all seen this meme that says, I want to be a strong independent woman, but if an occasion arises to be a spoiled housewife, I'm taking it. I think that kind of summarizes where I see myself and what I feel about all of this. I want to be able to provide for myself, to have financial stability, to not fully rely on a man, etc, etc. But let's be real, I want to enjoy life. I want to live the soft life. I don't want to be going to work forever, struggling. I think nobody wants that. Like, even men, y'all don't want to be going to work every single day and like be stressed and all of that. Not saying that working has to equal being stressed. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like, especially as women, we have not been programmed, despite, like, I know the feminists, don't come at me here. This is my opinion. I'm not saying this is everything right, but I don't think as women we're meant to really be going and fighting in the work world like that forever. Like, at least I don't see it for myself. But at the same time, even if I become a housewife, like I'm saying, at some point, I never want to be the type of housewife that is fully relying on a man. Like, I don't want to be the type of housewife that's like 100% of the time at home, just like taking care of the home, taking care of the children. And also because I want to, like, even if I'm at home taking care of the children, I still want a man that's going to also take care of the home and of the children. Like, I don't want a man that's going to be at home and not know anything about what's going on at school with their children, what's going on with the house, are we doing renovations, all of that. Like, I don't want somebody that's just signing checkbooks. I want somebody that's going to be a partner. And in a sense, I want not to be working per se, but like to have something of my own, whether it's like, most likely it's going to be a business or a few businesses at that. Because I also don't want to be at home bored, like bored in the house and in the house bored. I don't want that. So my thing is, I don't want to have to worry about like everyday bills and stuff like that, but I also don't want to have to think twice if something goes wrong and I have to make decisions, and I want to be able to provide for myself and for my children regardless, you know. So that's how I will view it. Like, I don't want to be going to work every day 9 to 5, all of that. Like, I want to be able to say, okay, today, you know what, I don't feel like going to work, I'm not going. I'll just like remote work. I'll just check on like what's happening with the businesses. I'll just go to the gym at this time, and then I'll go do my Pilates. Like, maybe I'll go brunch or lunching with my girls. Maybe I'll drop by my husband's work to have lunch with him, etc. That's more like my vibe. So the same, my organics oil for my scalp. So that's more up my alley. So that's why I'm saying there's like beauty in both, and I find myself right in the middle, because I don't see myself being like a super career oriented girl, in the sense that I'm not trying to be like somebody ruling the world or anything like that. I would much rather rule my family and rule my house and have like my businesses that I rule. But I don't, and that's the thing, like, even if I'm like a boss babe at work, I don't want to be the boss babe at home. Like, that's just not my thing. I never want to have that thing where I'm the boss babe at home, simply because it's not my personality, and I don't think that's what I'm meant like to be as a woman. Like, again, feminist people, don't be coming at me, this is my opinion. I don't see myself, it's not in my nature. Yes, I like to be in charge, but I also like to delegate. And as much as I want to be in charge, like within my company or something like that, I don't want to take that into my home. Like, if I'm a boss lady and I have my companies, I want to be the boss lady at work, and then when I come at home, I want to be somebody's mother and somebody's wife. I don't want to be the one making decisions. Not saying that I'm not going to have anything to say within the home, but I don't want to be the one leading the decisions. Sure, if there's like important decisions, like about like vacations, buying a home, where the kids are going to school, stuff like that, I'm definitely going to be involved. And I would expect, well, the type of person I'm going to marry, of course, is going to be the type of person that regardless will ask me this type of question, will ask me for my advice and for my opinion, because that's simply the type of person I'm going to be with. If somebody's not like that, I will never be with them. But at the same time, I don't want to be in a household and be in charge of freaking everything in the household. I think there's a level of like sharing that has to be, there's a level of like responsibility, and everybody has to have their own like things they are in charge of. I just don't want to be the one in charge of like everything, but I also don't want to be, how would I put that, to be stressed like at work every day and spending time away from my children. Like, I feel like, to me, that's going to be something, and that's why I'm even happy that I'm not a mother yet, because I feel like once I'm like a mother, I don't know how I'm going to do it, because I feel like I'm going to be the type of mother I literally will not be able to do anything like without my kids. Like traveling, I love to travel. I wouldn't be able to see myself traveling without my kids, especially if they're very young. I wouldn't be able to see myself as like going out a lot, like to clubs and well, I already don't go to clubs. You know, like I feel like once I'm a mother, my life becomes just like being a mother and being like a wife. I feel like that's why you need like steps. You have to be a woman first, like live your life, enjoy your life. Like right now, if I want to travel, I don't have to ask anybody for anything. But once I have like a boyfriend, a fiance or a husband, I will have to, these are decisions I'm going to have to make with him. So I want to enjoy my single years in that sense. And then like feeling like, okay, you know what? When I get married, I want to be able to sit down and say, have I done everything I could when I was single so that there's nothing I'm going to regret not being able to do now that I'm married, because it's life changing. Same with having children. Once you have children, like they say, it's like you have little pieces of your heart running around, and that's exactly how I feel, because I see myself even with my nieces and nephews. I'm just like so attached to these little people. I don't know how I'm going to do when I have my children. So yeah, my life is going to pretty much be dedicated to my children and like that to my husband. But I also don't want people to feel like, so when somebody says that, it's like they're like slaving. No, I think being a mother and being a wife is like something very, very beautiful, and it's like a decision to be made, and it depends on your personality and your aspirations in life. Like to me, being a mother, even more than being like a wife, being a mother is going to be like #1 top priority. So I want to be able to spend as much time as possible with my children, but I also want to have this part of like the independent babe that shows to them that your mom has done a lot of things in her life. She has built something for herself, and now she's taking care of you. And I'm back. Sorry, somebody called while I was in the middle of filming. I think moving forward, until I get an actual camera, which I should do because I'm tired of this, I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode while I'm filming. So to wrap this up quickly, as I was saying, I don't think being a housewife is better than being a boss babe, and vice versa. I think there are advantages and disadvantages in both, and to me personally, as like my opinion and how I see my life, I think the ideal is right in the middle. And again, that's my opinion, and that's not to disregard any like fight that feminists have to had in the past, like I don't know how many years, to get rights for women, etc., etc. But I think there's a reality is that as women, we're different from men. I don't think, and again, that's my opinion, that men and women are equal. I actually think women are higher than men, but that's between me and y'all. We're just different. We'll never be equal as far as like the way we're made, because at the end of the day, women are birthing kids. A man could never. First of all, a man could never have their periods. Let's just go there. As women, we can go to work, still be on like our periods, bleeding for days, terrible cramps. We've all been through this. So I don't think a man and a woman are equal, and we will never be. And I think as far as the choice you make, whether you want to be a housewife or you want to be a boss babe, the choice is yours, depending on your personality, your aspirations, and your environment also will have a lot to do with it. Thankfully, like for me, I don't really care about like pressure from like outside. I will make decisions based on like how I feel and how I want my life to be, what I see my life being. And again, there's no right or wrong answer, you know. In life, you just live and you learn. There's no right or wrong answer. Maybe I'm saying that today, and in like 2 to 3 or 5 years I would say something else, because again, I'm a woman. I'm allowed to change my mind, and I change my mind often because I learn new things and I grow and I evolve and I encounter different things that make me change my mind. They tell you, only like in French we have this saying that only stupid people never change their mind. So yeah, that's it for the video. Definitely, you know the drill. Put in the comments your opinion on this topic. What do you think? Are you more the housewife type? Are you more the boss babe type? Are you more in the middle? What are your views on either side? What do you think are advantages or disadvantages? Thank you so much for watching this video. Put in the comments if there are other topics that you would like to cover, and I see you next time. Bye.